Hey guys, Snake here, and today we're just going to go over a few things that we recently sold. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, when we started this business, we predominantly focused on clothing. So, there is quite a bit of clothing that's sold here, but as the business progresses, we're obviously implementing a lot of new or other types of inventory. And in fact, we decided that we are going to start scaling back on the clothing and start phasing them out slowly so that we can make room for more profitable items like electronics, video games, things to that effect. So, as far as clothing is concerned, obviously we're still going to pick some up because that's how we, again, that's where we started. But it's going to be very limited and we're going to be very selective as far as brands are concerned. So, anyway, again, if that's only for the people that are new to the channel, most of you already know. If you've watched a lot of the other videos that we have, that's the direction that we're going already. So anyway, let's start with this first item here. And this is, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, a bunch of balloons or magic balloons. And basically what they are is they're self-filling water balloons. And all you do is at the end of this all these strands, there's a hose connection. And then all you do is connect your hose to it and then turn the hose on. And these balloons will automatically fill with water. And when they become the ideal weight, I guess, or they're filled enough, they actually just slide right off of these little straws, I guess you can call them, and then drop into a bucket. And the reason why this bucket's filled with water is so that they don't break on impact. So anyway, that's how they work. And then you just grab them out of your bucket here and you start chucking them at each other. So anyway, we found these at a yard sale, and this person had a bunch of them in like these large gray bags. So we purchased them, and we're making, I forget how much we paid for them, but we're making quite a bit of profit off of them. We're selling 5 packs, as you can see here, and each pack has 111 balloons in them. So in this particular sale, you're getting 555 water balloons. So pretty big, and it's only $22.49, and we're doing free shipping on this. So we're making profit, but it's not a huge profit as far as per sale is concerned. So is it profit overall, like over the long term, once we're finished selling all of these? Then, yes. But individually, no. But sometimes that's how it works. You just got to, stay on the grind and you keep selling. And that's how you make money. So let's see what the next item is. Okay. So we sold one of these a couple days ago. We just sold another one. And as you can see, this is just a hard drive for an Xbox 360 console. And when we see Xboxes out there, we're starting to shy away from them because of the fact that they're really not selling and they're really not profitable anymore because there's so many of them. So you might be able to find them, like we were picking them up at yard sales for like, $20. I think the most we paid for one was like $30, but it came with like, games, controllers, and things to that effect. But, we have 3 or 4 of these up for sale now. Not these, but the 360s up for sale now. And they just sit there. And I believe we have them at $34.99. And they come with the connections and I believe a controller. So not really sure why those are not moving, other than the fact that the market is just super flooded. But anyway, as far as this particular item is concerned, when we pick up those lots or those 360s, some of them have these hard drives on them. And these obviously sell better than the actual 360 themselves. So we separate them and sell them individually. And now we're out of them. So these we're selling $14.99, free ship. So I think the shipping on this went first class. They're not very heavy, so it's probably about $3 or $4 on it. So, all right, this is another item that we actually have quite a few of. We probably have about 100 or 2 of these Skylanders, and they're not very profitable either as far as an individual sale is concerned. But we did make a deal. I think it was like $75 for like over 200 of them. So, again, kind of like the balloons, over time, this will bring in, this is bringing in profit for us. So we'll make a profit, and it will actually be a few $100s, but individually, it's one of those things you have to sit on and just kind of wait for the buyers to come in. So this sold for $9.99 with $3.99 shipping. So this is actually one of the higher priced ones. I don't think we have a Skylander that's worth more than maybe $14 is the highest one we have. Most of them sell for maybe $3 or $4 plus shipping. All right, so this next item here, boots. You can see the difference in the picture here. This is basically, this tells us how long we've actually been sitting on this item, because this is how we started taking pictures. And we have the green type background and matting here. And so anyway, very, very old item. I'd probably say almost 2 years old. So in our efforts of moving away from clothing items, we're slowly starting to put things that have not been selling and things and some brands that we're no longer interested in selling up for auction. To be honest, we're not doing very well on them. We're taking a loss on them, but we're putting them up for auction rather than just getting rid of them in the hopes to bring traffic to our store. Now, I don't believe eBay is a very good place for that type of outlook, I guess you could say. I believe people just look for the item that they want at the lowest possible price, and then they just move on. But still, we still try and put those out there. At least we're making a couple dollars on and getting some traffic and things to that effect. So anyway, we did put this up for 99 cents, and we got one bid, 99 cents. So we lost a ton of money on this. Not only that, but we probably lost money on the actual sale itself, meaning that we probably didn't make a dime on this because of the included fees. So shipping was just about the same as what the customer was charged. And then you have to remember that eBay takes 9 to 10% of this. And they also take 9 to 10% of this. So we usually don't pay much for these types of things. We probably paid $4 or $5 for these boots. And I think we were selling them originally for like $49. Then we dropped them down like $5 at a time to $45, then $40, then $35, and then so on and so forth. And I think we left it at like $34.99 before I decided that we're just going to throw them up for auction and hope that we get some bidders. And we did not. So anyway, that's part of doing business and part of, finding out what sells and what doesn't sell. So, those of you who are in this business, you already know that everything's not going to be a home run. And when you're learning, you're going to end up with products like this where you just made a mistake in purchasing them and they're not going to move, and you have to offload them somehow. So there's that. Here's another item, same exact situation. This one's odd. This one says it has 2 bids, 99 cents. That's interesting. We started off at 99 cents, so I don't know how you would have 2 bids unless someone retracted a bid. That's odd. I just noticed that. But anyway, so again, here's an item that we've been sitting on for quite some time now. When we started, every time we saw a Tommy Hilfiger, we're like, oh yeah, that's definitely going to move. We'll make some money on that. And that comes from being, I would say uneducated as far as the business is concerned, because we found out very quickly that the market is absolutely and utterly flooded with Tommy Hilfiger, and they're a dime a dozen, and that's exactly how much they sell for. So this is actually a very nice half zip sweater, size XL, which is also a size that's very sought after. And there you go. I mean, we sold it for 99 cents with $7.90 shipping. And again, this is probably something that we purchased for about $4 or $5. We either picked this up at Salvation Army on half off day, so I guess the lowest it would be about $2.50. If not, it would have been about $5. And this we were probably selling for anywhere between $24 and $29.99. And as you can see, 99 cents there. Okay, so here's an Under Armour Polo. As you can see, the color is teal. Now we actually do pretty well on these Under Armour Polos. This is also a size XL, so it's a good size to buy. The sizes to stay away from are your extra small, and then even mediums. That's really up to you if you're in this business. But anything above medium, like large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, those are the ones that you make a lot of profit off of, and they move pretty well. Yeah, the smalls and the mediums, unfortunately, they don't sell very well. There's not a lot of small men out there. So anyway, so there's that. But we probably picked this up at Goodwill for $4.27, and we sold it for $19.99 with free ship. Again, this goes first class, so you're probably only looking at about $3, $3.50. Now it's unfortunate just that the USPS prices keep going up year over year, so which is inflation, and which is normal as long as things level out, which unfortunately in the American economy, those of you who pay attention to that kind of stuff, not a lot is leveling out because of the fact that people's wages and things of that effect are not going up to compensate for the inflation, nor the prices, which reflects on the prices of the items and things as well. But when we first started selling clothing, I think we were shipping these first class at about $2.79, if I remember correctly, and now we're up at the $3.50 range. So, I mean, if this was under 3 ounces, which is not, this is probably about 8 to 9 ounces. If it was under 3 ounces, then it'd still be at about 2 something. But clothing, it's very rare that you'll have an item of clothing, unless it was like pure sheer, like sheer type clothing or something to that effect, that would be under 3 ounces. Okay, here is a Brooks Brothers. This is obviously female clothing, and this is an extra small. This sold for $10.24. Now this sold outright, and we kept lowering the prices. We probably had this all the way up to $19.99, and I can tell by the fact that it has an odd number here, like it's not set to like $10.99 or anything like that. It's set to $10.24. That I kept chipping away at the price of this item in order to get rid of it and sell it. This is a brand that we're, as you can see here, $10.24 for a blouse. Now it is small. So that does affect the total value of the item, but Brooks Brothers, I mean, again, a super saturated market. So many of these items out there that there's not much money to be made here. On this item, we probably we probably lost money on this item as well, to be honest, or broke maybe right about even. I'd have to do the math on it to tell you, but the average price that we pay for clothing items is about $4.27. That's what our local Goodwills charge for clothing like this, unless we went to Salvation Army and purchased this for half off, which again the lowest would be about $2.50. So, all right, there's that. Okay, this is an item that we found on a Facebook Marketplace sale. This was a really odd because this person had new 2DSs, and they were open box, so they were loose like this. But we checked them all out. Obviously, I checked them all out, made sure that they were working. Every component was, they were mint. They were actually new without box. Not sure where they came from, but either way, we purchased them, and I think the average I paid for them was about $20 each, which is pretty good because new they go for about $79.99, but they do come with like a pre-installed game, and they come with the charger, stylus. I don't know if this came. Nope. See, this one didn't have the stylus either, so no stylus. So charger, things to that effect. So we're able to get $52.99 for these with shipping. So pretty decent little profit there. All right, here is a Harley-Davidson 2XL shirt. Harley-Davidson is a brand that we will continue to purchase when we see them, because they still make pretty good money. They're a little rarer. There's a lot of these items out there, but it's not saturated like Brooks Brothers or Tommy Hilfiger and things to that effect. And I don't know, this is for more of a niche type, I guess, group, bikers, things to that effect. So they just value, there's a little bit more value there, and there's more value to people on these. So, as you can see, the size is 2XL. So this is going to sell for a little bit more than, let's say, something that was a medium or a large. And we did free shipping on this, but it was still first class. So not too bad there. And again, I hate to repeat myself, but you're probably looking at $4 or $5 there. Lowest $2.50. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay, these are a pair of Columbia swim trunks. Columbia, certain items for Columbia, well, so if you're looking at normal Columbia clothing, we stay away from them. But if you're looking at the Columbia PFG type, not market, what's the not branding, I guess you would call it branding, then we do purchase those. I don't believe these are PFGs, but they are swim trunks, and swim trunks go all right as well. So just to clarify what I'm talking about is that, so Columbia, normal Columbia clothing, we stay away from. Columbia PFG, more type sporting brands, we do purchase those, because I believe not Columbia also has like a shooting type sport brand, and obviously the fishing brand as well. But anyway, we probably purchased these for shorts at our local Goodwill. I believe are $3.28. So we probably purchased these for about $3.50, and we sold them for $17.24 free shipping. Probably as far as the swim trunks are concerned, we probably stay away from them. Yeah, we'll probably stay away from them. If they're PFGs, we'll pick them up. Even though PFGs go for about the same amount, I would say probably about $19.99, give or take. Okay, here is an item that we actually made a mistake on. We purchased this at our local Goodwill, and everything looked great in the store. And unfortunately, we missed this particular flaw. And when we went to take pictures of it here, we noticed it. We're like, oh no. And it was a good size too, size 9, which I believe is a 2XL, a 3XL, 3XL in Lacoste. So very good size, very happy when we found it, and unfortunately we missed that. So therefore we had to auction it off, and as you can see, we only sold it for $1.29. This was starting off at 99 cents with $5.99 shipping, so definitely a loss there. So to go back, oh yeah, it says 3XL right there. I was about to tell you it's a 2XL, and it actually says it right there. Anyway, so to go back to what we kind of said earlier in the video is that, you know, it'll probably be easier, and we'll probably save ourselves from losing any more money by just redonating this probably back to Goodwill or something to that effect. But we're doing this in the effort to bring attention to our store, or to bring traffic to our store. Now, do I have evidence that that's actually worth doing? No. But I'm just using the concept, if you will, for owning a store, even a brick and mortar, where, you know, you put up a sale for whatever, I don't know, 50% off or whatever the case may be. So it's going to bring traffic into your store in the hopes that people look at other items and then purchase other items as well. Again, doesn't work. I don't believe it works in eBay, but we're still making the effort. Later on down the road, we may, you know, just start just donating these things like this, but we're still on the fence about that. Okay, here's an interesting item. So this is an Under Armour men's Black Wounded Warrior Project shirt, size 2XL. We bought 3 or 4 of these at a yard sale, and they were only $1 a piece. And they actually threw in a Wounded Warrior's hat as well as a bonus. And the hat flew off within like a day or two. And I believe we only made $19 or something like that off of it. But anyway, it was free. So it was free money there. Now we are selling, we have 2 others of this particular shirt in different colors. And they're in very good condition, and we're selling them for $21.99 with free shipping. And this one had stains on it, but we picked it up anyway, as you can see here. And we threw it up for auction, 99 cents. The odd thing about this is that it almost brought in as much as what we have our other very good condition ones up for. So as you can see with the shipping here, it was just a little over $20. So $20.49 is what it would be. And again, we have our other ones up for $21.99. So, and the ones up for $21.99 are free shipping, so we don't include this. The only reason we include this is when we're doing an auction, and that's so that we don't have to cover the shipping as well, obviously. If it only sells for 99 cents, because then imagine that might as well have just given it away. Well, yeah, you could give 5 of them away for that. Anyway, so we were quite surprised on how this one did, and my wife and I were considering throwing up the other ones for auction, but I don't know about that. We may or may not, because of the fact that, I don't know. I feel very unlucky when it comes to that type of stuff, and I just feel like this one was a fluke, and then we go ahead and throw up our new or our mint condition ones, and then they sell for 99 cents. You know, so that's my luck. All right, here is an item that we have been having a hard time selling, and it's not the, okay, so let me try to explain this. We find these Cuisinart ice cream makers. These are very like low-end Cuisinart ice cream makers. It's the model Ice 20 all over the place. Now the paddles, so there's 4 parts that come to this, that come with this particular ice cream maker. You have the base, which is the motor or whatever you want to call it, right? You have the paddle, You have the bowl, which is it's got a liquid inside. It's kind of like a ice pack where you put it in the refrigerator or the freezer, and it freezes and obviously keeps the ice cream cold. And then the lid here. So the paddles fly off, and we usually pick these up. I mean, the most we'll pay for them is $5, and we're talking about the whole set, the whole unit. But we get them as low as $2, $3, maybe $4. So, how much do the paddles sell on this thing for?
The paddles?
Yeah, I forget.
I don't remember. More than the bowls and the lids.
Yeah, okay. So they sell for, I would say, probably about $14, $15, give or take. And then the bowls sell for about the same. And then obviously the lid sells for the same. The only difference between this lid and the bowl and the paddle is that we do charge shipping on those. The lids, for some reason, is the only way we can get rid of them is with free shipping. So we actually just sold 2 of these. I'm only going to show you one, but we did sell 2 of these in the last day or so. So we finally hit the right price point with the free shipping, because we've been sitting on the lids for a while. As you can see, you know, we had a total of 5 of these. So think about this. We purchased a total of 5 units, complete ice cream, you know, model ice cream makers, Cuisinart ice cream makers. And we've been sitting on the lids, but the paddles and the bowls have already been gone. So, okay, so the paddles sell for, my wife just corrected me, $9, including shipping, or plus shipping. Yeah, the bowls that have the liquid in them, they sell for $15. She just checked for us. Make sure I'm giving you better information here. So anyway, so we finally hit the correct price point on this, and they're starting to move now. We have 3 more, so I'm quite happy about that. So I was going to state earlier that anytime we see blenders and things to that effect that come with, like, you know, the lid, different kinds of blades, the bowls, different bowls. I mean, you know, some blenders have, not blenders, food processors, have, you know, 4 or 5 or 6 different parts in them, and we'll buy them for like $5 at a yard sale, and we part the whole thing out. And blades are very, very popular, and I mean, it depends on the model, but you can get anywhere between, you know, $7 for a blade all the way to $30 for a blade. So this is one of the things that we look for on a regular and purchase on a regular basis, are food processors. So that's a bolo for you guys if you guys haven't been, you know, looking for those types of things. You just buy the whole thing. The bases do not sell, and they're also very, very heavy. So what we do is we take the base, either donate it or chuck it out, and then all the other parts we sell and part it out. All right, this is a nice little sale here. This is actually both my kids are in jiu-jitsu, and this was either my sons or my daughters. They had the same exact one, so and they were the same size as well. So either way, I believe we purchased these new, to be honest, and you know, they outgrew them, and so we threw them up on our store and we sold them. We had 2 of them, and we sold them both. We just sold this one, I believe, yesterday. And yep, we made so we sold them for $19.99. Original price on these I don't remember, because I wasn't the one that purchased these. I believe my wife did, or my wife's mom actually did for them. So I guess if my wife's mom bought them, we didn't pay anything for them, and we sold them for $20 each plus shipping. But anyway, just that's another thing, you know, a lot of people don't do or not aware of is, you know, you can have an item, clothing item around your house, and there you go. You have a little bit of money that you can make off of something that your kids have enjoyed for quite some time, or something that you'd have enjoyed or utilized for quite some time. So yeah, so we made $40 off 2 of these gis. They're in very good condition, no holes or anything like that. Plus the shipping. All right, so this is from a Masters of a Universe, so He-Man lot that we purchased quite a while back now, and a lot of the items in this box they were pretty bad off. A lot of figures, a lot of He-Man, things to that effect. But I bought it anyway, and I believe I paid for a box. I paid $15 for it. The lady would not budge on it. It looks like the items have been sitting out in the sun because there was some like melting on some of the heads of the items and things to that effect. But I took a chance. I knew there was money to be made there. I just didn't know how much. So we salvaged what we can salvage, and we've actually made a pretty good profit off of these. This is an axe, and this belongs to Buzz Off. You guys will have to look him up. He's like the little bumblebee looking action figure, has wings and everything. And we just sold his little axe here for $4.99 with shipping on top. Very profitable. I mean, we had for those of you who are familiar with He-Man, we had a bunch of like Skeletor armor. We had like a whole Skeletor set, so it would be like his armor, his little, I don't know, his little belt. It came with his staff and a sword, and that sold for almost $40. Now we're just talking about these little plastic pieces that you put onto the figure. So that sale right on, and we had about 2 or 3 sets of the He-Man and Skeletors and things to that effect, just the armor. So that one armor piece purchased the whole box for us and put us in the profit zone. So anything that we're selling after that is just pure profit. So this was an excellent decision, and we just keep selling bits as time goes on. I would probably say most of it is probably gone by now, or getting there, I should say. All right, back to another clothing item. Just a simple pair of Nike Dry Fit men's golf shorts. Nike, unfortunately, is another brand that we're going to be phasing out, other than the Pro Combat. So Nike Pro Combat brands sell like hotcakes, and you know, those are the Pro Combat for sports. You know, football players, basketball players, martial artists. You know, people heavy into sports love the Nike Pro Combat. But as far as Nike, anything else, market super saturated, and sales very, 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 very slow. So we sold these pair of khaki shorts here, and they sold for $16.99. The reason we're selling them for $16.99 was because they're not moving, and the fact that they weren't in the best of condition. So $6.99 with free ship. Still made profit there, so that's good. And then I think that is it. Yep, that's it. So that's what we sold in the last couple days here. And hope that you guys get some ideas of what moves. You know, clothing still sells if you guys are interested in getting into the market or already in the market. It's just the brands. You just got to be careful what brands you're purchasing, unless you know you're the type of person that doesn't mind, you know, making a couple of dollars on an item. Meaning that, let's say a Tommy Hilfiger, you buy it for $5 and you sell it for $9.99. You know, with free shipping or something like that. You know, where you're only making maybe $1 profit on the item, but you're selling lots of them. Hey, more power to you. That's the market that you're into. For us, not so much. You know, we're limited on space and stuff like that, so we have to be a little bit more selective. As you guys know, most of our inventory is kept in our garage. Now, later on down the road, we may try and look at expanding on our space and storage, but if we do that, I'm pretty sure it's not to, you know, again, pick up items at you know, a couple bucks and then put them up for a couple bucks and just, you know, make $1 here or there. So it'll probably be more for, as I stated at the beginning, more for electronics, video games, toys, tools, you know, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, again, hope this helped a little bit and letting you know what's selling. Again, most of our items are clothing, but as time goes on, you'll see that that's going to hopefully dissipate, unless we're just putting a bunch of stuff up for liquidation sales, if you will. All right, so anyway, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to share. Till next time.